Up, everyone? Holy smokes, we already got quite a few people in the comments section, but we will allow everyone to join in, and we will just wait a little bit. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? We got Elder in here. What is up? We have, wait, Elder. Got Elder in here, Tyler, Mark, everyone, someone that's just watching random videos. That's their name. How's it going, everyone? What is up? So we got a new Tacoma. In case you guys haven't seen those videos, we got a new Tacoma, but it is still Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday, right? Yep, it is still Tuesday, a little bit later of a live stream than we normally do, but we'll see maybe if there's more people in here on this one, and if you guys like a later time, maybe a little bit more. But if you guys are new to live streams, now that we got 70 people in here, you don't have to watch my freckle face, ugly face the whole time, okay? We can just listen to my voice. Sometimes I post stuff up on the screen, but most of the time it is just us BSing, and whatever questions you guys have, I throw it up here on the screen, and you guys, I talk about it and give you guys the time that you deserve, because you guys are taking time out of your night, and I want to give you the most answers as possible. Speaking of that, we typically run behind. So if you ask a question and then you have to leave and you come back in 10 minutes, maybe I'll answer your question then, because sometimes we get pretty far behind. And I hate skipping questions, but we are starting to get pretty popular, not popular, but like these live streams are starting to get pretty popular with all of the subscribers, and we're starting to get a little bit overwhelmed. I used to be able to keep track with all the comments and stuff, but now, man, it is getting really hard. But Donald, what is up? Tyler, Elder, Mark, watching videos. Sammy, what is up? Fonz, Corradetti up in here again. One of our members on the channel. How's it going? Mauricio, Juan, Arham, I think I'm saying that wrong again. New York, what's up? Glenn, everybody, Drewski, how's it going? Everyone, Mike in here. So many people popping in. Esteban, what is up? So we will start with some questions. We already have 111 people in here. So if you guys just want to hit the thumbs up, that way YouTube can tell our other subscribers that we are live right now. I appreciate it. So we will start with Donald saying that he cannot find any new Tacomas. Let me tell you this, Donald. It is a freaking scarce Tacoma market right now because of all the QC holds. Maybe tomorrow's video, I don't want to keep hammering 2024 Tacoma content all the time, but it seems to be the popular thing right now, and I get it. I just don't want to beat that horse and then people don't care anymore when we start to do the very fun stuff with the truck. But I lost out on like 3 or 4 Tacomas almost before finally securing the one that I secured. So right now, because of the QC holds and just all these, not delays on the trucks, they're just holding these trucks. What's out there right now may potentially be all that's out there for the next 30 days or so. Like per all these dealerships that I was calling, they saw anywhere from a 20-day hold, 30-day hold, 28-day hold, all this stuff. So I don't really know 100% what's going on. Obviously, Toyota doesn't want to comment on it because they don't want to address if there is a potential issue with these trucks, because then that is bad news as well. So, but yeah, what's out there, at least as of right now, is what's out there. So how's it going, Tyler? How are you doing tonight? Doing good. Just got done working out a little bit. So, and then I sat down, and I don't like doing that. But I still have like another, I think, 20 minutes to work out. I try to get 45 minutes of movement. I'm at 27 right now of the 45 because randomly got the text from OCD. Usually they're like 2 to 3 weeks out sometimes, and they're like, hey, John, if you can come in today with the truck, with the Tacoma, come on in. So if you guys missed that video, and if you get bored on the live stream, we have that live on the channel right now, is the first modification with the Tacoma, putting on window tint with it. Elder, what is up, says, I still hope Toyota releases a small stout pickup. Have you heard any updates about a stout or the mini Land Cruiser? So I have heard updates on the mini Land Cruiser, a couple different pages or YouTube channels that talk about it, and it came on Best Car Magazine. It's all in Japanese. I don't have the cool, what's it called, translation stuff like Kirk does. And plus also it's most likely going to be an overseas vehicle, which, like, I don't know, I feel like Toyota's going to miss the ball on that unless they see us like, yo, we want this Land Cruiser, bring it to the States, you guys. But that's the only thing I've heard about. It would be nice if Toyota does bring a stout, like a unibody vehicle here to the States. I think that would be awesome. Mark says, I got an SR5 loaded with 18-inch TRD wheels, black. I've got 750 miles on them. And pulled my side-by-side this weekend, 200-mile trip, and got 14 miles per gallon. Is that with a new Tundra or Tacoma? If that's with the new Tacoma, then that's like really good. That's really good. Watching videos says, the wheels, oh man, I just keep taking valued looks from this vehicle. Am I the only one who sees this? Which wheels and which vehicle you talking about, bro? Let us know. It's only 5 o'clock in Southern California. That's perfect, man, because maybe this particular time hits California and West Coast people more. I know we have a lot of viewers out in the West Coast, so maybe this time will work for other people. But as we see more and more people get in here, I'm starting to get overwhelmed. There's a lot of people. So if you guys, I just want to address this real quick. If you guys are new to the live streams, I just answer questions on here. We just talk and BS, and I start to get a little bit behind. So if you get discouraged that I'm not answering your question, it's not because I hate you. It's because there's just a lot of comments in here that I try to get to everyone. Sometimes I will have to skip stuff, and you don't just have to keep watching unless you want to like just watch, but you could just have the audio playing because we don't really show stuff on the screen. Fawn says, any word on the Pro and Trail Hunter? When's it coming out? Also, have you gotten any hints on pricing? Your truck looks great, by the way. I appreciate it, Fawns. Hopefully April, May. Well, I'm driving it in April, so we should hopefully have pricing and stuff and MPGs around that time. If it's anything like the Land Cruiser, maybe it will come out earlier because that Land Cruiser information, that was just boom, right away. Like that was so early and not typical Toyota fashion. It was kind of like Lexus, but maybe it's because the Land Cruiser is a global market. They already have a whole bunch of them made and stuff and already stationed to be ready to be shipped out. And also, the first edition is dropping earlier than our drive event is. So maybe that's why Toyota just gave us all that info early. Juan, how's it going? Everyone, what is up? What's up? What's up, Drewski? How's it going? DB, what is up? Is the back seat a deal breaker if I have young kids and I have rear-facing car seats? For on the Tacoma, I don't see an issue with it. For smaller kids, I also do not know if there are car seat anchors. I really haven't honestly looked. I feel really bad about this, guys, because my wife and I, we don't have kids, so I never think about, as bad as it sounds, I never think about kids. I don't think about like what it is like for people with families for this. I need to get better at that with reviews because questions like this come up very often. I haven't even looked at that Tacoma to see if there's anchors in the seats for car seats. So that's just something that I'm not aware of or that I look for to be aware of. But the back seat space, it's a midsize truck. It's not insanely better than the third gen. Some people actually think it's worse because of how upright you sit. To me, you have more legroom, but I guess if you want to say you feel a little bit more cramped, I can see why people would say that just because you're sitting a little bit more upright on this fourth gen Tacoma. But yeah, if you see one at your dealership in the future, maybe just look for the car anchors or the car seat anchors, and I'll try to look too. Eddie says, nice ride. I appreciate it. Cordetti says, I got to catch up on your latest and greatest, dude. So much to catch up on, and I got to catch up on other people's videos too. I feel like I've been go, and next thing I know, it's like time for bed, right? I don't want to sacrifice sleep, but sometimes it just feels like I just got to catch up with people and sacrifice sleep, but it's crazy. Eclipse says, can't wait to see the future mods videos on this. Lots of companies already coming out with tons of stuff for them. So yes, I plan to, and I'm going to make a video. I kind of touched on it a little bit in the window tint video, if you guys have watched that, but talking about what is going to be going on with this truck. Like, I'm going out to the West Coast. You guys know some of the companies that I work with that are definitely not on the East Coast. So you guys can kind of paint a pretty little picture of how this truck is going to go and what we're going to do. And those people want me there like next week. So I'm trying to keep this truck stock, but like at the same time, I did a huge road trip with it. I've already reviewed the Tacoma many times stock. But maybe I'll just burn through this tank of gas and then we should be able to drive the truck stock Depends on when I get things in, but we should be able to drive the truck stock to the West Coast as well, and then all the stuff is going to go on it, and it's gonna take a different look, that's for sure. Not changing like suspension, well, kind of not changing like suspension out and not making it like a Tacoma anymore. The way that I'm gonna go with this truck is, I like the 23 miles per gallon. I'll just say that. So I don't want to just ruin this truck to the point of just doing stuff with it for YouTube and for views. Like, I still want it to be functional, because if it ain't functional, then I'm not going to use it, and then it's just going to sit in my driveway, and I don't want to be paying a car payment on something that's just going to be sitting on my driveway. So I can see that we're already pretty far behind on questions, guys, and we do have a lot of questions. So I appreciate everyone up in here right now, and we will get to the questions. We're 10 minutes behind, but we do have a lot. But everyone's saying good evening and what's up and all that stuff. I see you guys. Thank you so much. Patrick says, how do you think or how do you like the MTM system on the Tacoma? I was hoping that you would go more in depth about that camera system and how useful and intuitive it is. I will, because it has a pretty cool 3D truck view and all that stuff. It has so many cool functions. I kind of went over it in the Tier D off-road video that I did back in California, but it, like, whatever you guys want to see, and maybe I'll make this in the pricing video, whatever you guys want to see about this Tacoma, like, just leave in comments of videos, because I read the comments all the time. Sometimes I can't reply to all of them, but I at least read them. So if you guys have something like very, very good, like a good idea of videos, I can either make like a short form video of it, or also a long form video if it deems that. So Fawn says, did you get a Tacoma with a disconnecting front sway bar? I did not. I did not get a Tacoma with the front sway bar disconnect. I haven't seen any out there at all with front sway bar disconnects yet. So that would have been cool to get my Solar Octane with it and be one of the first with that to showcase it for you guys, but I wasn't gonna keep waiting for it. And again, like, I know this is a live stream, trying to catch up on stuff, and if we do catch up, then I'll dive deeper into that. But that's all gonna be in the pricing video. So I have the Monroney right here, getting all wrinkled. I have the window sticker right here for the Tacoma, and I'm gonna go over all that in the pricing video, why I bailed on the Solar Octane and everything. So did you do a trade-in? If so, how much trade value did I get? Again, I'll go over that in the pricing, but I got $45,500 for the Tier D Pro. And before you say, ooh, that's cheap for a Pro, also remember tax savings. So I got, I think, like close to $3,000 in tax savings for the purchase of the new truck. So really it was close to like $49,000 all in that I got for that Tier D Pro, when you include the tax savings for the new truck. Joe says, what's up from San Diego? I will hopefully be there in a couple weeks, bro. We will see. Sammy says, I bought the CarLink kit, but my inlet for CarPlay, I think you fell off on that one or something, Sammy. But awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Again, you know, it gives you plenty of warnings on there not to do it while driving and stuff. I thought that was clear. There were haters in the comments be like, I can't believe you condone this. It's like, dude, if it's illegal, then don't do it. If you want to do it or whatever, like, that's the amazing thing about living in a free world, right? You could do stuff if you want, but just know that you shouldn't be staring at a freaking screen while you're driving. It's no different than like people looking at their phones. So yes, I am fully aware of what things are, and there's plenty of labels all over it that tell you not to do that too. I just wanted to show off a cool device. Oh my gosh, people. But thanks, Sammy, for the support on that. I really, really appreciate it. Pro Outdoors says, is the TRD OR lifted as much as the Pro or Trail Hunter? I believe the Pro and Trail Hunter are lifted up about another inch or so than the TRD Off-Road. Maybe not a whole lot, but they're a little bit wider with a track than the TRD Off-Road is. But they're all aggressive. And the TRD Off-Road, I don't know if you guys noticed, and I failed to mention it in the video, but it did not come with the air dam up front, because I had video ideas to do with my TRD Off-Road with the air dam and stuff, but it didn't come with it. So that kind of stinks, because I wanted to showcase that for you guys. Ben says, after driving yours, do you think that the Trail Hunter will be worth $60,000? I really want to overland in Colorado. I just don't know if it's worth the money. So honestly, if you just want to overland, you could build your own truck, bro. You don't have to buy the Trail Hunter. You can build your own truck, save a lot of money, because The Trail Hunter is not going to be 60 grand. I feel like the Trail Hunter is going to be $65,000 to $68,000. It's going to be expensive because Toyota's going to charge that overland tax on the Trail Hunter. So I don't think that it's going to be worth that much. I don't think that my truck is worth 53, right? But that's just where prices are, and it sucks. But I don't think that it's going to be worth that. Now, what I do think will be worth it, though, is the iForce Max, especially if it gets better gas mileage. Like, dudes, driving that Tacoma back and just how punchy it was for a 4-cylinder, how it's geared, the 8-speed transmission, the fact that the truck is always at about 1,700 to 1,900 RPM, so it's almost always in peak torque for when you put the pedal down. It's like boom torque, instant torque almost. I can't imagine how much more insane the hybrid's going to be for that truck. It's just going to be crazy. Thank you, Marvin. I appreciate it. Ryan says, 2024 TRD Off-Road Tacoma, can you make adjustments to models they have allocated? You can't. Like, I tried with mine just to tell them, like, hey, can you take this front sway bar off? Even if my truck's not built, that couldn't even get done. So it'll be hard. Maybe the only thing you could do is like port installed options. You may be able to stop your dealership from doing if they're game for that. So yeah, that's maybe one of the only things you could do. Gosha says that is the body on frame similar to the 3rd gen Tacoma? So it's not. It's a completely new, fully boxed truck. It's the exact same as Tundra, Sequoia, GX, all that on Toyota's new TNGF platform. Esteban says, I have a 3rd gen with 124,000 miles, TRD off-road. The dealer wants to give me 23 trade-in towards a new Tacoma. What do you think it's worth? It depends on your area too. Honestly, you're over 100-something thousand miles. Yeah, 23 to 26, because they're going to probably sell that truck for like close to 30. Also look at your tax savings. So look at your tax savings that you're saving on that truck and kind of add that. That's what I did. Like when I traded in my TRD Pro for 45.5, yeah, that's not that good on paper, but then when you factor in the tax savings and all that stuff too, I felt like it was a pretty good deal. Cruiser says, I'm going to start going a little bit faster, guys, because there's a freaking crap ton of comments, and I appreciate you guys. I want to try to get everyone up in here that is having some comments and stuff. So I don't see any starred comments yet, though, which is perfectly fine. You guys don't have to donate, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anyone. Cruiser says, what do you think about the color underground? It looks great, but I'm concerned it's hard to keep clean. So at least as of right now, the truck is actually pretty clean. But dude, it shows swirls. I'm going to make a whole video about this because I'm going to have my buddy, and we talked about this in a previous live stream, and now I'm going to do it, which is really cool because I talked about like how I don't really keep certain vehicles that often, so I don't feel like it's worth it to do a paint correction and ceramic coating. However, on this Tacoma, the paint is almost, it's so bad that, and I'll show you guys, the paint has a lot of swirls on it from not only just the factory, but the transport. There was scratches on it from transport. So I'm gonna have a full paint correction done on the truck, and I'm actually putting ceramic coat on this Tacoma, which I know in previous videos or live streams, I said that I probably wouldn't do something like that, but I really like this truck, and I really want to hold on to it for a little bit. I had intentions of having this truck for 6 months or so. Like I don't like to have vehicles less than a year, but with the TRD Pro coming out and stuff, I was kind of like, ooh, I could do this and then roll it into a TRD Pro like in 6 months or something. But I don't know. I'm really, really enjoying this truck right now. But the underground color, love it. I was okay of a fan on it with that 4Runner that I saw at my local dealership, but for some reason this Tacoma, it looks so good on it. Bradley says, have you heard anything about the random QC holds time frame and stuff? So last I heard when I was looking at trucks, dealerships were saying 30 days. Now, I don't know if that's a blanket statement for like, hey, it could be, it's 100% 30 days, or if that's just their placeholder and it could just clear up next week or the week after, or maybe freaking tomorrow. We don't know. So I feel like it's more of a blanket statement of just like, hey, it's 30 days. But I have no idea what is wrong with stuff, or if it's anything that my truck may have an issue with that I may get a recall in the future, or Toyota may send a letter like, hey, bring your truck to the dealership for this. I have no idea. Code says that I was waiting on a 4th gen Tacoma to come in to upgrade. I sat in an SR5 and it felt tiny. Really? If you have to pick one car to own, would it be the Tacoma or the Tundra? This is going to be hard because I like having a full-size truck, but I think at this very moment, and I don't know if it's because it's new truck high or new vehicle high, but I would pick the Tacoma over the Tundra right now. And I'm not sure why the truck felt small to you. I feel like the front seats and the front area is a lot better than the third gen Tacoma, unless you like haven't been in a Tacoma and you just think it's small. It is small. It's a mid-sized truck, but it's very spacious. Like during my drive back, I thought I was in the Tundra at some points just because of the presence of the truck on the road, how I was sitting in it. It literally felt like my Tundra. But if I had to pick between the two of them, one for content wise, I feel like I would pick the Tacoma, and two, just for how solid that Tacoma is right now, I'd probably pick that too. And we have a star from Eric, bro. I appreciate it. You guys do not have to donate, but I highly appreciate it. This goes straight to the Tacoma payment, but this is how you guys jump the 14 minutes behind in comments I am. So I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you so much, bro. He says, congrats on the new truck. What's your first mod? So I just dropped that video. It's not a mod, but I just got the windows tinted on the Tacoma. So when we're done with this live stream, or if you want to hop out early, totally can, dude. There's that video. We tested out the new remote start on the Tacoma in the very beginning of the video, so I'm not going to spoil that for you guys. So we did that in the beginning of the video, and then we drove and got the windows tinted, and then I filled the truck up and was talking about the range a little bit because the range was a concern in the last video that I did, and I kind of explained it a little bit more. So, but dude, I appreciate the donation, guys. Eric, thank you so much for that. And now I lost track of where I was, but it's okay because we do have to skip a couple of people. Chris said the tint looked good. I appreciate it, man. Got the same color TRD off-road velocity, says. Love the new taco. Dude, the underground has grown on me so much. John asked how much was the Tacoma. It was 53, but I will break down everything in a future video. DK says, I like the road trip video. Also love the car link. Heck yeah, dude. And even today's video was a little bit like that as well. I kind of enjoyed doing that little, not like too much vloggy stuff, because I don't really like to vlog everything. It's not like too much pressure. It's just like I forget to document stuff sometimes, and I've just been very focused on just giving you guys the information, where I feel like a little bit of personality is left out of it. And I know it was a longer video yesterday, but the watch time, you guys almost watched like half the video, which like really means a lot. And even though it was a 20-minute video, I don't expect people to watch a 20-minute video. I don't even watch the full videos of certain people. There's some creators out there that I watch the whole video because they're just fantastic. But you know, every once in a while, you double tap, it fastest forward. You double tap, it fastest forward. But yeah, you guys watched almost half that video yesterday. And I know it was a new vehicle and a new topic and people want to see things, but I added chapters and everything to it and made it a little bit more personal and a little bit more like vloggy and stuff. And that's kind of what I did just a little bit in today's video. And I think that may be the Tacoma vibe of stuff and like my own vehicles kind of things. And maybe even when I go to these Toyota events in the future, I'll do a little bit more behind the scenes stuff, because I feel like what we need more of, and this is going on a tangent, even though we're behind on comments right now, I feel like we need more, not storytelling, but just like more interaction with people in the world, you know, instead of just like putting something out there, having a comment, someone comments and you're like, okay, bye. Like just more engagement and stuff with people. That's what we need. Solid says, hot take, bronze oxide is the best new Tacoma color. I agree that it is a very good color. I don't know if it's my favorite, because underground has really grown on me a lot. But bronze oxide does look really good. Fun fact, it was on the Corolla, but it was not like, I don't know. It looked okay on the car, but it looks really good on the Tacoma. I am skipping a couple comments, guys, because we are like 11 minutes behind on the comments here. So if I miss your comment, don't spam it. But when we get all caught up, you guys can definitely ask it again. Glenn says, in Hawaii, a hybrid is going to be a lottery. We only have one dealer in the state. I know there's a lot of Toyota dealerships in the state. Maybe it's just your particular island. I thought there was quite a few Toyotas, because I know Surfco Toyota and a couple others on the Big Island, I thought, unless I'm completely wrong and maybe it's just a crazy monopoly. But if it's the only dealership, I feel like I did not get the front sway bar. I feel like they should have a lot allocated, especially for all the people there. How's the new Tacoma's build quality compared to the 4Runner and the other Tacoma? So it's good. It's very good. Some materials, I wish that they would have used some soft materials in certain areas. I'll make a poll if you guys want to see the pricing breakdown versus the full overview first. Or actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'll just do pricing and the full overview of the vehicle in the same one. Yo, Frederick, what is up, dude? I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the 5. Or Fatic. Sorry, I read Frederick. I apologize. The chief engineer, Sheldon Brown, mentioned improved corrosion resistance with the new Tacoma, but no one ever asked for more details. Remember anything? I personally don't. I know with the way the new frame is being fully boxed, water can't sit on it. They have other drain holes in the frame and stuff too. The way that it's welded is a different type of weld for the frame. And honestly, the way the frame looks, like on my Tundra and now this new Tacoma, it looks like it has kind of this coating on it. Not as like shiny and as gross as Chevys and stuff, but it's almost like a waxy kind of coating that's part of the metal, or like on the outside of the metal. So that's a very good question. If people want me to ask that when I go do the hybrids in April, then I can ask that for you guys as well. But bro, appreciate the $5. Again, going straight to the Tacoma's payment, man. I appreciate you guys so much, dude. Fatic and Eric, you guys are awesome, man. Let me get back to where I was before. Have you seen the new FJ Cruiser? I've only seen it on a couple people's videos up on here, but I haven't obviously seen it in person. But I think that thing's going to be really cool, and they need to bring something like that to the United States. I'm buying a Land Cruiser when it comes out. Heck yeah, dude. You will enjoy it. I'm excited to see what that iForce Max is about. KP says, love the new Tacoma, but that small fuel tank would annoy me. I agree. I wish it was bigger. It's not quite a deal breaker, but a 25-gallon tank would be awesome. So I don't really enjoy Toyota's thought process on that. Like, oh, well, it gets better gas mileage, and if you guys enjoyed this range of this other truck, then we just lowered the fuel capacity of the truck, but you get the same range. It's like, no, we want all the range. Like, I want all the range. If the truck now gets 23 miles per gallon and it has a 25-gallon tank, like KP says, dude, that's so much range, especially because they know that we're going to add stuff to this truck, and it's a turbocharged engine, and that's going to start to decrease the gas mileage, right? So it would be nice. I don't know what type of fitment and stuff they have underneath that truck as to maybe why it doesn't have 2 tank options. Like the Tundra has 2 tank options, 2 tank sizes, which is pretty cool. So I'm curious if some aftermarket companies will make bigger tanks, or maybe Toyota will see the need for that. But like even the Land Cruiser is even smaller. Like the Land Cruiser is 17 gallons. I think it's 17.9. So it's really not that much smaller. I thought the Tacoma was 18.9, but it's actually 18.2 when I looked that up for the video today. But yeah, I wish it was bigger, bro. Which makes me scared for the next gen 4Runner, right? Like this 4Runner, I think, I said this last time, but I think this 4Runner has like a 22 or 23 gallon tank, I think. And it just stinks that I have a bad feeling that it's going to go down to like 17 or something like the Land Cruiser. Chris says there are anchors. I have seen them in some videos. Oh, for the car seat. See, this is how far behind I am on this. And Corey Daddy says, I don't have kids either. I do have a dirt bike. I need to know if there's good anchors in the back of the bed. Hello. That's funny. Yeah, we're going to do some bed modifications here in the future as well. But now we're about 20 minutes behind, but I see everyone up in here. JB, what is up? Patrick, will you trade it for the next 4Runner? It depends on timing for that and where I am in life and everything. And if stuff starts to be even more prosperous, maybe we'll have a Tacoma and a 4Runner. But it seems nice just kind of focusing on one video or one vehicle for videos every now and then. I do have more mods for this 4Runner and also the Tacoma to do as well, but it does seem that the hype is on the new Tacoma right now. Drone says West Coast checking in, looking for the new Trail Hunter, but it's really better than the TRD off-road. So it's going to be a standard hybrid. What is up from the West Coast, man? It'll be standard hybrid. You'll have a lot of stuff on it, but at the same time, that thing's going to cost like $10K more, I feel like, than the TRD off-roads. Glenn says that the second gen has barely enough legroom for car seats and stuff too. So going back to that. All right, I'm going to skip a couple comments. I appreciate you guys, but we do need to catch up because we're about 20 minutes behind. All right, I got Cody's here. So if you guys see Cody's, you can see how far behind I am. Saw your bumper shells videos. Mine comes in this week for the Tundra. I got the color match valence too. Did you end up putting yours on? Also, by the way, thanks for the discount code. Heck yeah, man. I need to get back with them because I know that that was some pretty good content and stuff that... like when I met them at SEMA, they were super thankful for everything. So it's very, very cool. I did not put the lower valence on yet. It is still right there because that was kind of when the Tundra was in and out of the shop and stuff. And I just never put it on. But I needed to make an update short form video for you guys for that. KP says, I drive 100 miles or more every single day in my work car. I consistently play YouTube videos on my phone. I just don't stare at the screen while driving. Exactly. Yeah, going back to the CarLink stuff. I love this channel, Daniel. Yo, bro, appreciate it. I love you guys. I mean, like, this is so cool to do this and have 240 people in here and just BSing and talking and stuff. And it's just so awesome. And for the most part, like, there are some rude commenters sometimes, but you know, they're low lifes, right? But at the end of the day, like, we have a very good community and it's freaking awesome. I appreciate you guys. And I try to not just like take it all and just, you know, do whatever I want, right? I want to see what you guys want to do. I try to give you guys information and whatever you guys need for Toyota or life or anything, you know, like it's so freaking awesome, Daniel. I appreciate all you guys. TRD Off-Road 2022 says if they put a hood scoop on it, if you would get like 5 more horsepower. I need just a couple more stickers. I need a couple more stickers. It is down to 10% now. Yeah, that's crazy. I think my interest rate for this vehicle was 8.7. So I got 8.7 on the Tacoma, which is just wild. I think maybe in a month or two, and that's through Toyota Financial, I think in a month or two, I will refinance it with my credit union. If they're still low, I think they're at like 6%. So I may just refinance it with my credit union. Is a sway bar disconnect good, or is a sway bar good for overlanding? It depends on what type of overlanding. A lot of overlanding people just go out on gravel roads. It would be good for that, but having a sway bar disconnect, if you actually get into some articulation stuff, it may actually be pretty good. Taylor says, do you happen to notice if the heated steering wheel is the entire steering wheel or just the top and bottom? So it was on the truck when I got it. I actually never turned it back on while I was driving. I did have the seat heater on though, and that was phenomenal. But when I grabbed the steering wheel, it felt like it was at the top. But if it's anything like my Tundra, because it's the same steering wheel, it should be the whole thing. Because even the Tundra, I know some people had issues with the Tundra steering wheel, like on 2022s, but at least my 2023, I feel it like mainly right here. It gets a little bit warmer down here, not like super warm. And then the middle of it at the bottom isn't terribly warm, but all of this is warm on the steering wheel. Drew says, what's up, man? Just got here. What happened with the solar octane truck? I will explain all of that in an upcoming video, but long story short, still in Mexico. It's still in Mexico. QC holds are crazy. Toyota just did a blanket statement QC hold on a lot of trucks as well. And there was just no light at the end of the tunnel, bro. There was no light at the end of the tunnel for the solar octane through connections that I talked with at Toyota, through the dealership as well. Like my truck was built, and now I'm getting into it. My truck was built and like there wasn't even, so all these VINs that you guys see on a V-spec sheet, those are all temporary VINs, meaning like the dealership has a truck allocated to them. And then once that truck is built, it gets its official VIN, like the official VIN that's stamped on the truck and all that stuff, right? So my truck, I was told, was built. It was built on February 9th and stuff. And my dealership, by February, whenever I started now looking for the trucks then on my own, and when I had like one last ask, like, what's up, guys? And again, it was nothing on them. They have no control about what is going on and stuff and supply issues for the sway bar. So they did everything amazing and set me up for success. But unfortunately, the truck just never made it there. So they were awesome. It's nothing against them. But for some reason, the truck was built, but like the dealership just never got the new VIN. So I don't know if it's because the truck was built and it just didn't have the part installed on it. So they never gave them the official VIN because the truck wasn't deemed complete or what. So I just had a bad gut feeling that that truck was still 2 months out. Like I had a very bad gut feeling, and I'm going to keep tabs with that dealership as well to see when they get that truck on the ground, just to kind of make an update video of like, hey guys, go with your gut with certain things. But yeah, that was basically the short version of why we got no solar octane. I got the steps deleted from my unbuilt Tacoma. That's good too. So that's going back to talking about if you could change stuff on your stuff. Elias says, how does a 4-cylinder turbo feel? Is there any noticeable turbo lag? There's a little bit of lag sometimes, I guess, but it's not like insane. So like you put the pedal down and the truck's like, oh yeah, I want to go. So to me, the pedal lag or the throttle lag in that Tacoma is no different than like what this 4Runner is. It's no different than like what the 3rd gen Tacoma is. It's just like that typical kind of Toyota dead pedal. But once the truck registers what the heck is going on, it is a freaking rocket ship, like for a Tacoma and for a 4-cylinder. It's not a Lamborghini. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Taylor says, did you announce the CarLink kit winners? I did not. It'll either be on the community tab. I completely failed to mention this in the video, or I will actually comment on that video. I know that allows bots, but like, let's just be smart, people. I will somehow try to get your guys' email. There will be 2 winners for it, and the company wants me to run it for a week. So I'm gonna run it until next Saturday. I completely failed to mention that in the video. I need to update the description on that. Hey, John, do you think that the Tacoma is the king of mid-sizes? Any close competitors? So the mid-size market, it's freaking hot. It is a hot market. The Tacoma has been the king. The Tacoma has been the king forever. But I do think, and yes, I am a Toyota fanboy, right? But I do think that the Chevy Colorado is really, really good. I just for what you get out of the truck, I really like the AT4 GMC Canyon. That's awesome as well. The Ranger doesn't do it for me. The Frontier is old. So really, I mean the Honda version, what's the Honda truck? Like that is kind of a unibody vehicle. So yes, it's a midsize, and the Maverick's cool, right? But again, that's a unibody vehicle. I think really the Tacoma's only competitor is GM, like, and with the Colorado and with the Canyon, and they look cool. Everyone likes that 2.7 for some reason. It's the same motor that's in the Silverado with a 4-cylinder. So maybe that's why people like it in a smaller truck, because it was in a bigger truck at one point. So I think that those trucks are cool. You do have AC in the back of them. I feel like the back seats are a little bit bigger in them. But again, it comes down to it being a Chevy, right? Or it being a GMC and having GM problems. But at the same time, the Tundra had problems, and that's a Toyota. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, things are under warranty. And I really think that those GM twins, those 2 trucks, I really think they look good. And you could get them stock from the factory with 35s with certain models. Yes, they're very expensive, but it's cool. Again, the Ranger doesn't do it for me just because here in the United States, we just kind of get the leftovers of what overseas has. And the Frontier, if you want a V6 still, you can go with the Frontier, but I sat in a Frontier and it just seems old. It just seems outdated still. Esteban says, do you recommend me pull the trigger on a 2024 off-road or a TRD Pro? Bro, I don't want to spend your money for you. I can't make up my mind. Just know this. I mean, a TRD Pro is going to be a lot more money. TRD Pro is going to be a lot more money than the TRD off-road. But the Pro is cool. After riding in the Pro, it is just so cool. It's a statement piece. If you want it to be, not like, you know, having a statement is like the best thing ever, right? But like, it's a head turner. People know what it is. It's kind of one of those things in the Toyota community of like, ooh, that's a TRD Pro. It's a conversation piece, I should say. So if money was no object, I would pick a Pro all the time. I would pick a Pro all the time just because of resale value, how cool it is, some of the standard features that the Pro has. If money was no object, I would pick the Pro all the time. But if money is somewhat of an object, or if you're gonna take a bunch of crap off the Pro and do something else with it, then yeah, I would probably pick a TRD off-road and build it to be better than a TRD Pro. Ian says, how about the Land Cruiser markups already? Dude, I hate when videos are on my mind and other stuff pops up and I just don't sit down and record it, because short form content for me has been going really good lately over on TikTok and here on YouTube. Instagram, it's hit or miss sometimes. Instagram lately has just been kind of meh. But I wanted to do a video because and maybe since I delayed, maybe it's even better. I can find more Land Cruisers that are marked up. But there was one that was close to $84,000 in New York, which is absolutely crazy. Or no, almost $90,000 in New York, wild, man. Absolutely wild, the Land Cruiser markups. But again, it comes down to if people want them right away, then it's supply and demand, and there's just those dealers out there. Yeah, the 4th gen is way better than the 3rd, at least in the front seats. For test driving the 4th gen this weekend. Heck yeah, man. Enjoy it. Let us know on the live stream next week how it goes for you. Abraham says, congrats on the new Taco. I'm excited for the 4th gen content. Maybe I'll end up getting one in the future. So what I see with a lot of people is the more, and maybe this is why Toyota likes me, I don't know. But the more Tacoma content they see, the more it grows on them. As anything, right? Something's new. We're used to a truck that's been there for 5 years or 9 years. It's going to be the same when the 6th gen 4Runner comes out and stuff. It's going to be like, you know, hey, we liked what the 4Runner was. I'm not really sure about this. Until you get in it, until you drive it, until you see it more, until people lift them, put bigger tires on it, start building them out, then that truck starts to become the norm, and we start to like it a little bit more. Old School says, underground with KO2 white letters out looks good. I haven't seen any one of those. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do yet. Obviously, I have my tires over here from the last Tacoma. I'm going to save some money and just use those tires for now and maybe go bigger in the future. But I want the truck to still get like close to 20 miles per gallon when I'm done doing what I'm going to do to it, because it would be really nice, especially if I plan to go off-roading with this truck and road trip with it and go places to camp and all that stuff. I feel like having not 35s or 37s on a Tacoma will be really nice, okay? But I'm thinking about going like machined wheels on it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk about it, maybe do a poll or something like that. But the wheels would pop if they were machined. I think black is done like with wheels. Like black is clean on certain vehicles, like a white truck or something. And I just don't like how black wheels kind of just fall into the truck and you can't really tell the beautiful detail of certain wheels. Bronze, I am a huge fan of bronze still, but bronze kind of had their time. But I really think that machined and polished wheels are making a comeback, like very fast. I feel like they're coming back very fast. I do like polished a lot and machined. I just feel like it would really pop on that underground color, especially if we do the rest of the truck with just black accents and then you just have these wheels that pop. Man, I don't know. I just need to see it. But yeah, would you... I forgot my cat was in the garage and he just freaking jumped on something. Jeremiah says, would you pick this over the Tundra if price wasn't an issue for a daily driver? For a daily, 100%, because the Tacoma gets better gas mileage than the Tundra. You see his little white butt. It's smaller than the Tundra as well for parking lots and everything. It's really good. What do you think about the hybrid? I think that the hybrid is going to be wild to have that much more torque. This truck drives so good just as it is. I couldn't imagine having that much more torque for the hybrid. Pace says, I just saw your last video on the Tacoma MPG. Hopefully similar with Land Cruiser. Wish the tank was 21 gallons. I completely agree, but better than MPG than the 4Runner. Tons better MPG than the 4Runner. And I think that the Land Cruiser MPG is out. So I feel like the Tacoma hybrids may be a little bit more MPG than the Land Cruiser. Daniel also saying that he loved the road trip video. I appreciate that, man. There was a good amount of work that went into it, thinking about it. And also, I don't know if you guys could tell how my vibe was at the beginning of the video. And then the next day after I finally got some sleep, I was a little bit more chipper in the video than the first one and stuff. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys liked it. I think with my personal vehicles and when I do videos like that, it won't be just like a quick install and just talking about it and see you later. I think it may be more of actual, not lifestyle, but like a little bit more personal and stuff. But I appreciate you guys liking that and whatnot. VT says, I love how you keep the 4Runner tucked in the garage. It actually just got detailed as well. My buddy Chris, he has a detailing business and he's starting it back up in Florida. It was very successful in Atlanta, and then he moved back to Florida, was doing some other stuff, and now he's starting it back up. So over on Instagram, I do some more behind the scenes stuff on Instagram, but he detailed the 4Runner, well, a quick maintenance wash. Did the 4Runner and the Tundra. Best like $250 I've ever spent, because he just did both vehicles for me. I was getting work done on the inside, get to help out a buddy to grow his business and stuff, shout him out. He makes money. My 2 cars are clean. Best money I ever spent. I will always well, I like to maintenance my own vehicles sometimes, but when they went a little bit too far, the Tundra was filthy with pollen. But yeah, she's in the garage. And then I need to move some stuff around because I do want to put the Tacoma in the garage. I plan on having this truck for more than a year. So I'll just leave it at that. I plan on having the Tacoma more than a year. And if I can fit it in the garage, I want to put the 4Runner in the garage. David, what up? You missed, we're just talking about a whole bunch of stuff, man. And as you can tell, and if you're still in here, I hope you are, we are a little bit behind on comments, about 18 minutes now. So I am skipping a couple people, but you and I have been going back and forth in some comments sometimes, man. So what is up? How's it going? Javier says, hello, I'm from Argentina. We have the Hilux here, I think the 6th generation, and we are waiting for a new design. The Tacoma is really beautiful. Can't wait to see what the new Hilux is, man. The Hilux is so cool. It just looks like a more utilitarian Tacoma. I really like it. When I was in Mexico, I saw a couple Hiluxes and stuff. I didn't see any cool like GR Hiluxes. They're more of just like work trucks. But Javier, thank you for watching from Argentina, dude. That is so freaking cool. How much did they give you for my Tier D Pro? $45,500. But there is some kicker to that, which we will break down most likely in tomorrow's video. We may just do the full price breakdown and go over the whole truck in tomorrow's video. I have a lot of other stuff to catch up on, but it seems like I need to answer those questions before you guys not care, but like, you know, before that hype kind of goes away. JR says, any way the remote start stays running and you could put it into gear. Yes, I believe you just press the TRD button and then the truck is on once you get inside. But you will see in the video that I posted today that if you were a dumb criminal and you got in the vehicle without pressing that button and having the key, that the truck will not do anything. So that was pretty cool to showcase. Toyota allows the vehicle to stay running now, which is awesome. And then Ian is answering a comment from a while ago. I appreciate it, Ian, talking about the rust prevention. Says Toyota coated the frame with a corrosion-resistant film. Some type of fluid film. So maybe that's why it seems a little bit coated, kind of like, not rubbery, but like a waxy kind of look to it. Are you doing the first oil change or the dealer? Dealer, man, it's free. And not that I'm lazy, but it's free. So I think your first 2 oil changes are free on the Tacoma, and all of your maintenance, I believe, up until 20,000 miles. I think it's 2 years, 20,000 miles or something like that. I can't remember what the Toyota Care is. But bro, if it's free, they're doing it, right? And if they mess it up, it's on them and they're paying for it. So I don't know. I respect people that take pride in their vehicles to the extent to change their own oil and all this stuff. But like, for me, man, 1, it's free. It saves me $100. And 2, it's at the dealership. So it's documented under their stuff. So God forbid something goes bad, like within the first 10,000 miles of that truck, that was on them, right? They did the oil change and stuff. They can't say, oh, you changed the oil. You didn't bring it to us. We didn't look at it. I ain't dealing with that BS on this vehicle. The dealership can do it. So they will be doing the first oil change and second oil change if the truck gets to that point in my ownership with it. We'll see. With me going out to the West Coast and coming back, it's going to be pretty close to its first oil. Well, no, it'll be close to 5,000 miles. It depends on how far I go with the Tacoma. Rollins says, hey, John, hope you're doing great. What do you think about the inside size dimensions? Is it bigger than a 3rd gen? It is bigger than the 3rd gen in terms of height and just front seat space. The back seat is not tighter, but it's a little bit different back there. You sit a little bit more upright and everything in the back of that, the 4th gen Tacoma. Some people don't like it, which I get, but if it's your truck, bro, you're buying it. Not to be an ass, but like, you're buying the truck. And if you don't have a family and if it's just yours and if you're worried about your friends, bro, you're the one making the payment on the truck. So make sure you are comfortable in your own truck. Tony says, I wish that there was a pre-runner Pro model. Bro, that would be sick. Just the bare bones truck, Fox suspension, and the Pro bucket seats. That would be so cool. That'd be a little ripper, man. Oh, and especially if it was a hybrid, God bless. That would be so cool. Let's see a Sequoia on the channel, Fernando says. So if you are new here, Fernando, I actually had one last year. We sold it, I believe, June or July timeframe. We had it for about 6 months. Was when we had the Sequoia last year. It was good, but the hype kind of died off on the Sequoia, and dealerships were marking them up and people couldn't get them. So the hype kind of died off on the Sequoia, and it was like $1,000 a month. And I wasn't going to keep paying that for, one, companies not really making parts fast enough for the Sequoia. I wasn't really going to do anything for the Sequoia. And it kind of just ran its course rather quickly, I feel like, on the channel. And people kind of started to lose interest on it. And I do YouTube as a business. I have a beautiful paid off 4Runner right here. I know my wife loved the Sequoia, but it just didn't make sense to keep. So if you want to look at old videos that I have of the Sequoia, I do have older videos of the Sequoia from last year on it. We did some stuff to it, window tint, I think a couple like interior mods or something like that. And then like, I don't think we ever road tripped it, but I did do MPG test and some issues that I had with it, what I liked about it and didn't like about it. So there's maybe 10 or so videos on the Sequoia. Cruiser says, we appreciate you, bro. I appreciate all you guys. You're so awesome. Thank you for everything. Rick says he's ordered a Tacoma in Canada. Heck yeah. Loving the underground color, Jimmy says. Would you put a tonneau cover on the new Tacoma? There's going to be something going on back there, but maybe not a tonneau cover. You should get some cheap tires, Chris says. No, they are not going to be cheap tires on the Tacoma. They're going to be really nice tires. Yo, what up, Maiden? How's it going? Going to skip a couple questions here for you guys just to catch up a little bit because we're about 14 minutes behind. So we're going to get to, I did Rick's, we're going to get to Tyler the Gamer. So again, if I skipped your guys' comments, we have a lot of comments. I fully appreciate you guys. But just know that it's hard to keep up to everyone, man. We got holy crap. We have 272 people in here right now. Dude, I freaking appreciate you guys. Holy smokes. So if you guys are new to the live streams, we do them every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we just BS talk, whatever you guys want to know. As you can tell, we get a little bit behind on comments and stuff, but anything from Toyotas to life, John, what'd you have for lunch today? Whatever you guys want to know, and just BS and talk about like we talk about. So I appreciate more than what we typically have in here, hopping in and saying what's up and talking. If you guys can just leave a like for everyone that wasn't here so they can see this live stream and know what's up, I appreciate it. Tyler says, exciting to be discussing the size of EV tax credit instead of the weather or not. There is one. Ford retained a $7,500 credit on the Lightning, making it the only electric pickup. Man, but they're discounting the crap out of that truck too. I don't know about the Lightning. A lot of EV stuff is starting to have backlash, and I think that is why now there's a bigger EV tax and everything, if I'm reading your question correctly. A lot of people aren't about it, and it's starting to catch up, and the infrastructure is not there for EVs. I honestly love Toyota's way that they're doing it, and again, it's not me fanboying. I just think that Toyota is doing the best way about the future for vehicles is hybrid and prime technology, having a plug-in EV, but when the battery dies, you have a good old internal combustion engine. I think full EVs, if you're all about them, bro, I'm not going to crap on you, but I think full EVs are not the answer. That's my opinion. We can all have opinions, and that's what makes America beautiful, but I personally feel like hybrids are the way to go. We don't have the infrastructure for EV yet. They're so freaking expensive. Tax credits, yeah, they're cool, but the vehicle is just super expensive in the first place, so like whatever. But I think that hybrids are the best because like when you go on a road trip, you get good gas mileage, or a plug-in hybrid if you're around the city and you only go like 20 miles a day, you could plug it in, you get 40 miles of EV range, but then if you want to go on a road trip, you have a gas engine. So that's my personal opinion. EVs are freaking rocket ships though. I drove a Rivian at the Overland Expo East. Holy crap, that truck knocked my socks off. That truck was incredible. So there is that beautiful side of EV, right? But I just don't feel like the infrastructure is there yet. I mean, you see all these Tesla articles all the time of chargers, superchargers, things being out, people being stranded, or the memes of just people getting juice from a generator that's gas-powered or diesel-powered. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's nice to see that tax credits are back because they went away for a while. And maybe that's what stopped people from buying them because the tax credits kind of went away. You won't get the dependability out of a Colorado that you do on a Tacoma. The Tacoma is untested, like it's tested by Toyota. So we do have to see what is up with the Tacoma, right? But I do agree. It does have that GM kind of stigma behind it, right? Are you going to the expo this weekend? I am not. I need to make it to a Florida expo. I've just been out of town so much. I just want a weekend at the house to catch up on stuff. All this crap, need to organize that, need to sell parts over there and stuff, and clean up the house a little bit, install a couple things. I need to put 37s on the Tacoma just for craps and giggles, right, for video and whatnot. I would like to go to the event one day, but I won't be making it this weekend. But you guys enjoy it. Enjoy the expo down there. I'm sure it will be pretty cool. JP says, do you worry about people trying to break the glass and get the speak? I'm overthinker. I'm not sure what you're talking about, JP. We are behind on comments, so if you commented that about something that I was talking about, let me know what you're talking about. Shane says, what I'm really excited about to see what you do is what kind of exhaust you throw on the Tacoma to make it sound a little bit more like a truck. You are our guinea pig. So the crappy thing is, at the end of the day, it's a 4-cylinder. So at the end of the day, it's a 4-cylinder. And I don't know how well you can make a 4-cylinder sound, right? Like, without making it sound like a Honda Civic. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I want to put an exhaust on it. I would rather, personally, I would rather have more turbo noise out of the truck since it has a turbo now than having exhaust sound, if that makes sense. So I don't know. We'll see about that. Drew says, Honda Ridgeline, I just ordered a Ford Maverick Lariat 4x4 with a 4K tow package. That's cool. And that's why I want Toyota to come out with the Stout, is to have a crossover style off-roader that actually gets somewhat decent gas mileage. I think that would be really cool. TRD Pro is auto deal breaker with the dumb seats that you can't even recline them because of the hydraulic seats. I believe you can recline them. They are a manual recline though. When I was in the trucks in Scottsdale, I think you could recline the seats a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like 95% sure. But it would be nice if those seats honestly were an option, because some people want to have the cool TRD Pro, but they also want a back seat because maybe they do have some passengers or some family to throw up in the back. Marcus says, nice truck. I barely see the off-road content on your videos though. When is that type of content coming, or is there going to be another, I just bought a Land Cruiser. I think that this was Google translated, but I appreciate you watching, Marcus. We will have off-road content with this new Tacoma. I did off-road content and stuff in the past. It was when my channel was smaller. You guys ate up that off-road content on the Solar Octane TRD off-road Tacoma that I did out in California. And the difference is I put effort into that because I've been doing YouTube for a while, and I edited the video. There were multiple camera angles and stuff. I am looking to get a 360 camera because I think the views of having a long stick of the 360 camera view, and then you kind of have that GTA look vibe going on. I think that would be like super cool while off-road, just to kind of like have that vibe. And then a couple of different cameras, I think, is really the best way to document off-road. But no matter what, at the end of the day, I could do something really, really fun off-road that makes me kind of nervous, and it was a great time. And on camera and on YouTube, you guys are going to be like, dude, my Corolla could do that. That wasn't that insane. So off-road stuff doesn't portray through the camera that well. I think what I need to do with off-road videos is kind of more of like a storytell kind of vlog style, and just showcasing cool stuff with the truck. Maybe that would be the way to go about more off-road videos. But trust me, going out to the West Coast with the Tacoma, if you guys watch some YouTube content creators that are out in the West Coast and businesses and stuff, I will be collaborating with them, off-roading the truck, showcasing that stuff as well. This Tacoma, it's going to be great for the channel. I really think it will be. Hollow says, hey John, with your little road trip and getting 23 MPG, do you have a better guess now on how the hybrid will get? So I think with the Land Cruiser numbers and also with how good this truck was, I see hybrids. Now keep in mind, because hybrids are a little bit heavier, but I see the hybrids maybe getting 24 to 25, because like once you're going on the highway, the hybrid technology, like the engine's still going. So it may get a little bit better, just depends on how much the truck can go into EV mode while on the highway. But I think, I mean, so my sticker right here says that the truck can get 19 in the city, 23 on the highway, 21 combined. I wouldn't be surprised with how light the truck is, and if the hybrid system is like better than the Tundras, if it honestly maybe gets like 21 to 22 in the city and like 24-ish on the highway, which would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You guys want to see spinners on the Tacoma? That'd be wild. Spinners were like there and gone, like kind of quick. Like they were huge. Everyone wanted spinners. Freaking Walmart hubcap spinners and everything. But then they went away quick. It was kind of crazy. If only the Tacoma had a detuned twin-turbo V6 from the Tundra, that would be absolutely insane. That'd be so cool. I kind of hope that Toyota for the 4Runner just curveballs us and throws that V6 in there. I know they're not. Well, actually, I don't know that they're not, but I feel it's going to be a Tacoma copycat. Because I really do think that the Land Cruiser should have just had the V6, and then the 4Runner had the 4-cylinder. But who knows? Maybe Toyota will have a balls to the walls 4Runner version. I don't know. And maybe the Land Cruiser is more refined. I'm not sure. I see the 4Runner being the wild card out of all of them. I feel like that's how the 4Runner is going to fit in the lineup. It's just going to be the crazy, more rugged version. The Land Cruiser a little more sophisticated, and then Sequoia is just their bigger SUV. Appreciate all you guys, man. I need a little bit of water. Chris says, no 35s, but we need to know if you have to cut with a lift. I saw a video on some guys who put 37s on with no lift. It was pretty funny looking. LOL. Yeah, that was Mark's video. So unless there's other people that did it as well. So 35s are going to fit on this Tacoma with barely any trimming. I was at Jeff Westcott's shop, and I have some behind the scenes videos that hopefully I can post soon for you guys. But 35s will fit on the Tacoma with barely any trimming needed at all. So you can move back the little crash plate that's on it, and maybe just minor, like a pseudo Viper cut, like just right there at the bottom of the front bumper for things. What's really going to be the deciding factor is the offset that you do. So a lot of people that have done 35s on the truck and have shown it, I know Jace did a video where he showed 35s on the truck and talking about how you would need to trim stuff. That was a stock Tacoma like his was. And also, I believe that wheel was a 0 offset wheel. So for this Tacoma, a lot of people are going to need like a positive 12 upwards to, what's up, dude? A positive 12 to a positive 25 even is what Jeff Westcott was doing on some of the Tacomas that he's done at his shop. It was a 4th gen posted a couple days ago. Yep, I believe that was Mark's. He also did an MPG test on that. And then you guys saying that machined or polished will be fire. That would be awesome. And Tim, I'm not sure if you're still in here just listening to me ramble, but skipping people, that's no bueno. I know. I hate skipping people in the comments and stuff, but man, I'm just so far behind, and I enjoy talking to everyone. That's why I like doing I don't even know if Tim's still in here. Maybe I'll text him and tell him that I'm finally getting to his question. I'm going to text Tim real quick and be like, hey, I'm finally answering your question. Finally answering your question. Did he comment though? We're going to go down and see if he's still in here. No, he's not commenting, so he's probably gone. But that's why I like doing stuff with them and whatnot, is because when they do their live streams, it's just us kind of talking. And I have another idea too, where maybe this will be like me conversing with you guys as a just a live stream with me and you. And then I do want to do more of a, not a podcast live stream, but kind of what I was talking to you guys earlier with doing the vlog kind of content of just being more personal and talking, and we need more of that in the world. Just like either once a week or once a month or twice a month, just bringing someone into a live stream who is a content creator as well, kind of in the off-road Toyota space, and just bullshitting. And then maybe like we'll take some people's questions like at the end or at the beginning, and then we'll just talk for an hour and just call it a day or so. Philly says, did the dealership remove the air dam for you? It does not come on the TRD off-roads anymore. So that's wild. Toyota was just like, hey, this is an off-road vehicle. That thing hangs too low down to the ground. People made fun of it. It's gone. Tim says that the Tacoma has a new electrical architecture which allows the Tacoma to remote start and stay running when the door opens. So there we go. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to finally have that on the Tacoma. Sportswagon says 8-hour lower back seat comfort after tire pressure was set. You know me, I'm super concerned on this. It was fine. Like, the only thing that was bothering me about the truck with the tires and stuff was just the bouncing. There was just so much bouncing for some reason. But then when I aired it down and whatnot, it was so much better. It was so much better. Tim's awesome. I'm not sure if he jumped back in here, but he's a good guy. If you guys don't watch Tim at all, go over there to Pickup Truck plus SUV Talk. And if you guys like more than just Toyotas, right? Like, just go over there and watch his stuff. Kind of same type of videos, kind of like I do. More of laid back, not overly over production quality and all that stuff. Just more of like, you know, just normal people. So, but he does all car stuff or truck stuff. He's going to be getting one of the new Rams. So if you guys want to go over to Tim's channel, you can go over there. Why is my trackpad not working? Holy crap, computer. But yeah, boom, Tim. You can buy those seats from Toyota's Parts Center. So yeah, so if you want to do your pre-runner, TRD Pro, get the seats up in it, and you will be good to go with that. Jace says, yo, why do I keep missing these? Another dude for you guys to watch Tacoma content. Jace is, I'm not going to say what he's doing, but just watch his channel in a couple weeks for some cool stuff over with his new 4th gen Tacoma. So Ghosted TRD over there. Ben, howdy, what is up? Stone up in here. Sush, how's it going? Hey, John, do you wish you got a 6-foot bed instead of a 5-foot bed? So I almost was impatient and pulled the trigger on a 6-foot bed, but I knew I wanted a 5-foot bed on the Tacoma. I had a 6-foot bed Tacoma in the past. It was fine. I just personally currently have a Tundra with a 6.5-foot bed, and if I ever need a truck for truck stuff, while I have that truck, I will use it. But I think that the Forerunner, I think that the Tacoma with a 5-foot bed looks fairly proportionate. I enjoy it like that. But the 6-foot bed, like, if you just need a truck with a 6-foot bed, I mean, the new deep bed is pretty good on the Tacoma. It's solid. I'm not upset that I didn't get a 6-foot bed though. Sergeant Rock says, I don't know about this. I don't know this about the Tacoma. But I would like to know your thoughts on the new Tundra. I test drove one a few days ago and wasn't really impressed about the overall build quality. Pretty truck though. So I'm going to do a full comparison about the Tundra and the Tacoma. But what I like about my Tundra is the materials used for like soft touch materials. The Tacoma does have a little bit of plastic, a little bit too much plastic than I would like for the price of the truck. So the Tundra does a good job in giving me, for the Platinum at least, more soft touch materials. That being said, the Tacoma is built so much better than the Tundra. I don't know what it is. And I haven't been in a 2024 Tundra, so maybe, you know, year 3 of Toyota building them, they're better. I have no idea, but this year 1 of this Tacoma, it's great. It's super solid. At least as of right now, it has under 1,000 miles on it. Okay, so I don't want it to, but it may start to creak and rattle and stuff in the future. But as of right now, and because I said the same thing about my freaking Tundra, actually, I remember making the video saying that Toyota's learning and the truck was solid. It was great until the truck had like 3,500 miles on it, and then the windows started to do its thing, or the doors with the seals and stuff. The wind noise on the Tundra is very bad. The Tacoma is actually not that bad at all. Plus, too, my Tacoma, for the price, it has acoustic glass, which I think should be standard. Like, once you get up into either the Limited or Platinum 1794, all those ones in the Tundra, they should all have acoustic glass. But I agree with you. There are things of the Tundra that the materials seem a little bit cheap compared to the Tacoma. Now, just keep in mind, when you open a door or when you look at a Tacoma, it may be like, there's some plastic here and there. It does have a bit more plastic, for sure. But the way the truck feels, the way the door shuts, the way when I pull my door shut on my Tacoma, I don't hear a, like, plastic crackling like I do on my Tundra. When I pull the door on the Tundra, I hear plastic like kind of creaking a little bit. So yeah, there's definitely that. So always room for improvement, right? But you know, this Tacoma, and maybe that's why they have kind of not a stop sale on it, but this QC hold. Maybe they're making sure that no crap, everything on these Tacomas is good. And I'm just glad that I finally just kind of pulled the trigger on one that slipped through the cracks to a dealership that was already wholesaled and stuff before this whole QC hold. Jamie says, what is a good trade-in price for a 23 Tacoma Pro with 14,000 miles? Well, I just traded in my Pro for 45.5. So anywhere around there, I would say anywhere from 45,000 or 44,000 to like 46, 47. 47 would be super high. But yeah, I just traded mine in. It had 15,000 miles on it, and for 45.5. But just keep in mind you'll have tax saving as well, Jamie. So, you know, in total with the tax savings for mine, for where I live, what the new truck was and everything, it equaled into close to like 48. I'll do a full breakdown of it. And like 48 to 49 is honestly like private party value for that particular truck. So I was like, hey, the dealership's going to take it. I let them know of all the, you know, defects that the truck had. I told them it didn't have a TRD skid plate. I only had one key with the truck too. It had a couple of little trail marks on it, but they could easily buff those out. And it had, you know, TRD Pro 4Runner wheels instead of the other TRD Pro wheels that are supposed to come on the truck. So to some people, you know, they may not have liked that, but it's just nice to give it to a dealership that can fix all those things for relatively cheap. And they just, you know, sell the truck when they're able to sell it. Kevin, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the donation. Again, guys, this is how you jump straight to the top. You guys do not have to donate. Your money is your money. Make it, spend it how you want. But I freaking appreciate it. And again, this goes straight to the Tacoma payment. So initial thoughts. You want to go inside? Initial thoughts on the JBL sound system. Any good? It sounds decently good. Now, I am not an audiophile. I don't know how, like, I know when something sounds good, but I'm not a crazy audiophile. And I do stream my music through the CarPlay and also through YouTube Music. So I pay for YouTube Premium, which is like the best $20 I ever spend a month. No ads on YouTube. It's so nice. But creators still get paid through YouTube Premium, okay? So I'm just saying that. But you get YouTube Music for free. Well, you pay the money for YouTube Premium, but you get YouTube Music through that as well. What, dude? I'm talking. You get YouTube Music through that as well. And I'm not sure what the bit rate is. So my music sounds decent, but I'm not sure what the bit rate is while it's playing. Because I know Spotify, if you pay for Spotify, you could get a super high quality bit rate. So I'm not really sure what the YouTube Music is. But I mean, it sounds good. It sounds pretty decent on the truck for sure. Chris says that I read his mind about EVs. I mean, like I said, they're... sorry. I don't know why I split. Kevin, thank you for the 2. I truly appreciate it. The JBL sound system, it sounds good. Is it incredible? No, it's not like amazing, like incredible. But it's pretty good. And Bree, if you are watching this instead of me texting you back, yes, please come get this cat because he's meowing at me and he's walking to the door right now. So if you can come get him, come get him. All right, where am I at? Tax credits are nothing but a government bribe to buy the EVs. I mean, yeah, like, and then, you know, if the incentive went away and now the sales for EVs are kind of stopping a little bit, guess what? They brought them back, right? So I can see why Jimmy says that too. Are you able to get your free oil change closer to where you live rather than driving back to the dealership you brought it from? Oh yeah, Logan. Yeah, you can definitely do that. I don't know if she heard me or if she's even in this live stream, so I need to text her. Yes, get the cat. But yeah, you can. So like for the warranty and stuff and all that with this truck, like there was an additional warranty that Don Franklin did with this truck, but the finance person didn't even offer me it. She's just all like, yeah, you know, you're not going to drive up here unless you want to drive 9 hours for every service. I'm like, nope, I do not want to. So that is a Toyota thing. Like if you're on a road trip and you go somewhere and you're able to, or if you're on a road trip and your truck says, hey, it's time for a service, and you have time to go into a Toyota dealership or whatever, any dealership should do that. It's not region based. It's a Toyota care and a Toyota thing. Tim says that he's concerned more about the external JBL speaker and whether it could be stolen. Got that too. Yeah. So, I mean, man, maybe I should have tinted my windshield so people don't see that. Because I've actually seen in some videos of people doing like dealership walks and everything like that with the speaker not even in the dashboard. So it may be like the same thing that Toyota does at the auto shows. Maybe when they have these Tacomas unlocked at auto shows, I doubt that the speaker is even going to be in it, because if Toyota takes the freaking shifter knobs out on auto shows, you know they're going to take that speaker away for sure. Are you going to make a video on the break-in, oil change, and overall maintenance? I most likely will. Maybe not like, hey, this is how I broke it in, because I think I've broken it in. The truck has almost 700 miles, I think, or no. Yes, I think it's at 700 miles already on it. And I need to get into the manual to see exactly what the break-in procedure is and like what it is. Hopefully it's driving it on the highway first. Hopefully that's not bad. But I do document services typically on my channel. I document if there's something wrong with the vehicle on my channel, or if like, hey, I'm taking it in for its 5K service. This is what they did. This is how the truck is wearing in. These are some of the concerns they have, or hey, it's good to go. I showcase all of that on my channel. So this is a cool thing, Rolex, because Tim actually just posted an article about this. Does it come with a full-size spare? So the tires on the truck, and I need to do the tire math. The tires on the truck right now, and if you guys are tire whizzes in the comments, go ahead. Well, maybe not, because we're behind again on comments. Holy crap. The tires on the truck are 265 70 17s, and the tire underneath the truck, I believe, is a 245 75 17. So I'm not sure if when you do the diameter math, if that 75 is the same size as like 31 and a quarter, I think, that the 265s are, just because it's a 245 75. But if it's the same diameter, then that's okay. But there's not a whole lot of room for a big tire down there. So if you like go bigger to like 275s or 285s or whatever, you're not going to be able to, and I know that's the difference of width and stuff, but I just wish it could be like 35 by this and it's this rim. Like that math is so much easier. But we're gonna put the Tacoma up on a lift on Thursday, and I'm gonna show you the whole underneath of that truck. And there ain't that much room. The rear sway bar for that back axle is very close, is very, very close. Nasty says that I should have went with 20% tint up front on the Tacoma. So I did debate that back and forth, man. I think that it looks fairly cohesive with it. There is at certain angles to where when the sunlight comes through the front, that the front does seem a little bit lighter. I think on the Tundra, I did do 20% on the front, but I actually don't think, I may have done 30 and then the windshield as well. I don't know, but I'm fine with the 20, honestly. I'm like the 4Runner, man. The 4Runner has 5% tint. And to be honest, I may take it to OCD and have them take off all the tint on the 4Runner and just redo it, just because at night, this thing is to freaking drive at night. Like pulling out of our neighborhood, you roll the window down. It don't matter if it's raining or not. You have to roll the window down to make sure you can't see cars coming, or if there's, cars in certain lanes, you can't tell, because 5%, 6-7 years ago, I thought it was cool. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get as dark as possible, man. I'm going to do that. But now I could care less. Is the heat off of me? Cool. Do I have somewhat of privacy? Yes. So I did debate, though, going to 20, because 20 is not crazy aggressive. I did debate that, but I think that the 30, it works pretty good. We'll see during summertime if I eat those words. Tim says, I just don't see many thieves who would know what that is and be willing to get caught would, yeah, I know what you're saying, Tim. I can't talk right now. But yeah, it's one of those things, thieves may just see it as a speaker. The only thing that would give it away is if they're a smart thief and they see the little eject arrow. But yeah, we'll see. What do you think about the limited availability of manual transmission? So I think it's not the limited availability. Toyota's just not going to make many of them. I think that they said, and if Tim's still in here, he can correct me because he knows all those numbers and stuff. But I think they're only doing 7%. So 7% of all annual Tacoma sold, it's like the same as what the third gen was going to be. 7% are going to be manuals. So first off, they haven't made that many Tacomas yet. Now they're on a QC hold. So, you know, let's say that they've made 1,000 so far. So only 7% of 1,000 is what? 70? I'm that, no. Yeah, 70? Wouldn't that be 70? Or 7? 7%? I don't know. But yeah, so there's not going to be that many trucks out there that are manuals. But it's cool that they kept it, right? So they will be more of a rare find for those that want it. That is for sure. Speedster says that underground was the right choice. I'm over the solar. Dude, I don't know what it is, but like because there was a solar that, well, it wasn't available, but the dude said if the guy like backed out on it, I could have it. And I was kind of like, I don't want it. I don't know what it was, but like after seeing this underground, and because underground was always my number 2 choice, I'm kind of glad that I'm not glad that the solar octane fell through, because I would have liked to have it, you know, like back in January, it would have been awesome to have that content. But like the underground's growing on me. It's growing on me a lot, and I wanted the solar octane to like pop on the thumbnails and be catchy. But I think just the Tacoma itself does good on thumbnails, and people knows what it is. And if I'm creative with the thumbnails and I'm really trying to work hard on my thumbnails and get them a little bit better and not clickbaity, but just kind of get you guys interested in what it is and stuff. So, I mean, I think honestly anything could work on a thumbnail if the thumbnail's good enough. It's just having a orange red vehicle definitely helps, you know, a thumbnail. But I mean, so far the thumbnails that I've taken of that underground color, because I thought it was more of like a gray, but the more I look at that color and the more I edit the photo to really represent what the color is, it has like a gray blue in it. Like it's almost like it's a gray blue. So it's not just like a solid gray. It's like I already said a gray blue, but it's like a rich, dark gray blue. And I love it, man. The more I look at it, I freaking really like the underground color. Shane says, do you think once they come out, you will get a hybrid, off-road, or a pro? Or are you going to rock this one for a while? Dude, I think I'm going to rock this one for a while. My initial thoughts of this was to just have it for like 6 months and then do a TRD Pro. But I want to see this one through. I feel like this is going to be for me like what the white Tundra was. So the white Tundra, it was always meant to have it for about a year and then get a TRD Pro. And then I just didn't get a TRD Pro, and they started to get expensive, and the TRD Pro thought was just kind of gone, and I just got a 6-foot bed Platinum because it was coming in at my dealer, and the Pro just wasn't coming in, like the specific one I wanted with no markup adjustment. So, I mean, it was just like meant to be for the Tundra that I got. So right now my thought process is keeping this Tacoma, putting miles on it, driving it, making content on it, not until you guys are sick of it and like beating a dead horse, but if you guys are like, all right, John, I want to see what the hybrid does now. Cool. We'll see what the hybrid does, how much better it is. But at the same time, man, we'll have 4Runner next year, right? I mean, hopefully, because we're seeing pretty dang close to full spy shots of this vehicle with production body panels, or production, what it's going to look like, body panels on it. It's not a Frankenstein vehicle. So we could most likely have the 4Runner next year. I think it's very, very possible. So I don't know what that would be like if you guys are like, no, we want Tacoma content, because I guarantee you everyone's going to want 4Runner content. So I don't want to have both, because that will be very expensive to have both. And if one clearly outshines the other, unless this YouTube channel, we're just doing banger numbers, right? I'm not going to probably have both. So just like with the Land Cruiser, if I want this Land Cruiser, I'm most likely not going to have Tundra, Tacoma, and Land Cruiser, right? Just, I want to make all the content possible for you guys, but at the end of the day, having close to, you know, $2,000 in car payments, unless the channel, like I said again, is just going absolutely crazy and people really want to see it, then of course, like, I'll showcase it. But as of right now, it does not warrant all 3 of them. And what would leave? Most likely the Tundra, because that content has been out for several years now. The Tundra is already built up. It already has tires on it and lift kit and some stuff. Like, we are going to add a couple more things to the Tundra, right, here and there. But like, for the most part, it's always meant to just be a road trip truck for us. If we needed it for real estate stuff, put it in there and whatnot. But like, it's kind of done. So, and same with this 4Runner. Like, I'm not going to sell this 4Runner because it's paid off. But like, if push comes to shove and I need to, you know, it's gone. But I don't want to get rid of that 4Runner. Apple Vision Pro's spatial video would be so cool for showing us cars video in the future. Again, one of these things, if I have the money, because that crap is not cheap, because yeah, it's like $3,800. But yeah, there's been some dudes that are doing like cool, like moving the Tacoma around, like Cali Raised and Off-Road Place. They collaborated on a video with me on Instagram, and they have like this Tacoma in the Apple Vision Pros, and they're moving it all around and putting parts on it and stuff. That would be cool for the future when that technology gets significantly cheaper. Top speed so far on the 4th gen, I got it to 90. So I got it to 90, not even knowing that I was really at 90, because I was just passing a semi truck and then coming back around it, and I looked down and the truck's at 90. Did not feel like I was going 90. But yeah, so far 90. Again, I don't know what break-in period is for that truck, but it's 90 so far. Spenticus says, congrats on the truck, dude. I picked up an underground off-road premium same day as you. Heck yeah, man. Nerve-wracking test driving it in San Francisco. Holy crap. Ordered a lift kit from Westcott Designs. Can't wait to see your build. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Mine may or may not be getting a Westcott kit on it as well. So the Bilstein suspension, I don't know. Let me know. And if you're still in here, congrats on the truck and stuff, and you could let me know. But the Bilstein suspension, I'm sure it's great off-road. We already know because we off-roaded it off-road, and it was nice. But on-road, again, I need to bring the PSI and the tires down a little bit more. And I still do want to take it to the dealership, because like, if it was at 50 PSI, I don't even know if the dealership made sure that it was properly balanced. So I want to take it to my local dealership to see. But the suspension's just a little stiff. It's a little stiff for me, I feel. Like, not uncomfortable stiff. It's just a little bit stiffer than I would like a on-road vehicle to be. I know it's a Tier D off-road, so it's meant to go off-road, and I know where it's going to shine. But just for everyday driving, it's just a tad stiff. Not unbearable, but maybe it's just because it honestly feels like the 4Runner's Bilstein suspension, just a little bit stiff, whereas when the 4Runner went to the Fox suspension, it was a lot more cush. And then like even the Tundra, with the Dobinsons on the Tundra, that is just such good suspension. Elder says, that would be cool. Oh yeah, for the VR stuff. Gotcha. Skipping a couple more. We got Ab here. Says, do you think that 35s and aftermarket products that would put more weight on the vehicle would put heavy pressure on the engine when overlanding? 100%. It's going to spool the turbos up a little bit more, resulting in decreased gas mileage for sure. So it'll definitely put more wear and tear on the vehicle than if the truck was completely stock. So that is why I'm not going to go with a crazy aggressive offset. That's why I'm not going to go with a heavy wheel. That's why I'm not going to go with a big freaking tire. That's why I'm probably not going to do with like an insane lift kit on it. And I don't even think I'm going to put a front bumper on it. I mean, maybe if it's a lighter bumper, we'll see where this truck goes, right? But it's definitely going to start off lighter, and then potentially evolve. We will see. Kyle says that you should get a pontoon or a jet ski and do some towing boat life videos, especially if you move down to Tampa. So I'm not sure when you joined, Kyle, we did have a Sea-Doo switch. It was never really on the channel. I just towed it back up with the Tundra and made like one video on the Sea-Doo switch. And it was fun, but it was a little bit impulsive of a decision. I thought that we would be able to rent it out in our area. In hindsight, I should have just waited to buy something like that until we moved to Tampa, because the water sports here, they're seasonal. That boat was way too small because I got a 13-footer for our big bay that we have here, and I just didn't trust people with that boat. If it was a little bit bigger, it would have been better. But jet skis, I think, would be the plan for the future. Get a trailer with 2 of them and stuff, and my wife and I could have them, or just rent people's and use theirs, and they can deal with the maintenance and stuff. But we'll see what Tampa life is like. Right now, I enjoy the paddle boards right there, and It is warming up. Maybe we could go paddleboarding this weekend. That'd be nice. I'm fine with the water being a little bit colder. Just get some sun on me. Tanner says, what went into your decision driving to Kentucky for that Tacoma instead of just getting one in your town? Very simple, bro. There was none in my town. So I was looking, so I was almost going to go to Abilene, Texas. But that one, as I was trying to work out the trade deal, they took a deposit on it from someone. I was going to do one in Ohio, but a dude sniped it before me, and he was driving up from Florida, at least the guy said, and if he didn't get there at a certain day, he would give me a call back for that one. So that one was, so we had Abilene, Ohio. There was one in Chicago that I was working on a guy with, but they catered to locals first, which is fine. So I was trying to work out the trade deal with him, and a local came in and he leased the truck. And then there was another one in Oklahoma, and it wasn't a TRD off-road premium. It was just a normal TRD off-road. So I basically got a list. I posted on the No Markups Toyota page, and I'm going to go through all this when I make the video. I posted in the No Markups Toyota page, and there was a subscriber in there, Hayden, who works at a dealership, and that dude went above and beyond, and he somehow had access to it, but he sent me a list of all the TRD off-road premiums in the United States, at least that he could see, that were not claimed by someone or like pre-sold. So basically he just sent me this list. I assume it was from the whole United States because it was everything from like that Oklahoma up into Maine. There was one in Maine too. And for TRD off-road premiums, there was five that matched the description of what I wanted, being a 4-door truck with a 5-foot bed. There were probably like 12 total, ones with like longer beds. But yeah, none in my area. This was legitimately the closest one. So the very first one that I called, because I was just going down the list, it was a black TRD off-road, and that was the one in Chicago, which I would have been okay with a black truck, just because then it would have persuaded me to wrap it a color, just because if you're going to wrap a vehicle, having a black vehicle is better because it hides a lot of the internal body panels and you can't really like see. So like whatever color you put on the truck, the black back behind it really helps. So I almost went with that one just so I could wrap it like a cool color or something like that, like a cavalry blue or a voodoo blue or something like that. So then that one got sniped by someone who wanted to lease it. And then this one was one of the ones that I had just called that day as well. And they were based out of Kentucky, which was the closest one, ironically. I was like, oh, cool, that works. So yeah, that's just how we ended up on this truck, man. It was a grind, like 2 days of calling, really, and going back and forth with dealerships and losing out on one, calling another dealership, posting in that page. Yeah, it was not fun, but it was fun, but not fun at the same time to like just not have inventory of vehicles is very, very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Does it have an electronic coolant fan? I believe it does, because when that truck is parked, fans turn on, turns back off. So I would think that it's an electronic coolant fan. I think all like modern cars have an electronic coolant fan. Brent says the GMC Canyon has a feature that where the ventilated seats will turn on automatically if you remote start and the temperature in the cabin is above a certain temp. I'm working on if the Ford Gen Tacoma has that. So I'm not sure if it does, because, well, I mean, maybe, because when I remote started the truck, the AC was blasting. And so I'm not sure if there's a way to go in there to adjust it a certain way that you would like to have it. There are some things in those GM twins that I wish the Tacoma had. I mentioned in the road trip video, the simple thing of like setting a tire pressure to like honk at you. I think that would be really cool. Unless the Tacoma does have it and I didn't see it. 100%. 100%. It's a good grocery. It was a good Starbucks crawler too, bro. If you missed that in the road trip vlog, it was a Starbucks crawler. Short bed, can get through parking lots. Dan says, how's the adaptive cruise control and the lane keep? Does it yell at you and wiggle the steering wheel too often? It does a little bit, but it doesn't overcorrect, which is nice. And the adaptive cruise control works amazing in that truck. It's not shifting all over the place. I set it to just one bar, and it's kind of cool on the digital gauge cluster when a car is passing you and they go in front of you, that you could see that car go in with the digital gauge cluster. So it'll be over here in this lane and it'll go over and then it'll be in front of you. And as it starts to speed away, it'll like get further and further away out of the like the digital screen and then it's gone. It's pretty cool. Did I talk about price already? I will be doing a full video, but since you guys are awesome and you're in the live stream, I have mentioned that the truck was a MSRP of 30, holy shit, I wish, was 53,600 was the total MSRP of the truck. So I'm gonna go over all that in a video, the trade-in, what the out-the-door price was, all that stuff for you guys. Is the Tundra better or the Tacoma? It depends on your lifestyle, what you want. Do you need a full-size truck? You towing stuff? You doing construction work? You got a big family? Or do you just want a little truck that gets good gas mileage? It honestly depends on what your lifestyle is. But if it's like fit and finishes, then I would say it's the Tacoma. But if it's, you know, power and all that other stuff, the Tundra. It honestly depends on what you want. And that's why there's two different options. Core Daddy says, if I get a midsize truck again, I will only settle with a 6-foot bed. My 2019 TRD Pro 5-foot bed was cramped for us dirt bike riders. Yeah, and then you have to get, you know, a bigger bed and everything, or a bed extender and all that stuff too. It's definitely cramped for sure. Ghosted says, I have to go back to cook dinner. All right, bro. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Eclipse says, is it clear that the Tacoma? It's clear that the Tacoma has many new features over the Tundra. Do you think that a 25 refresh for the Tundra will add many of these? I definitely think it will. I honestly think potentially some of those will come before a refresh, but maybe they're honestly just waiting for the refresh to do all that stuff. Drewski says, I drive a 24 TRD off-road Tundra, and the build quality is surprisingly really good. Awesome. I'm glad. So maybe, you know, 24s, they stepped it up again, because my Platinum's a 23, and honestly, like, it's fine. Like, it's good. It's not, like, exceptional, you know, but it's definitely not horrible. Like, some of these trucks that come out and go on the Facebook page, like, they have way more issues than my truck, that's for sure. Big Meanie says that I like it. I'm thinking about doing a limited in that color. The chrome actually provides a nice contrast. Heck yeah, that's pretty cool. Stone says, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, the iForce Max. Okay. Do you think that 35s and heavy aftermarket parts? Yep. All right, we got to there. Can you fit 33s on a Tacoma better than the 2023? You could fit 35s on this Tacoma with virtually almost no trimming or anything. Toyota made it very easy to put bigger tires on this Tacoma. YouTube Premium for the win. Heck yeah. How far back am I? I'm 24 minutes. Holy crap, dude. All right, we're going to skip a couple more. Kodiak's Rides is up in here. Hopefully you're still in here. It says, big fan of the channel. Watch the previous video of your drive home from the dealership. Please be careful and don't recommend videos on the background. It's dangerous. I mean, I respect that. And, you know, I'm not looking at the screen the whole time, but I do respect your concern. But, you know, they do say, hey, don't do this while driving on the thing. And if someone presses it, that's their liability, I guess, right? But I only do that when there's literally no one around and when it's a far stretch of road that I'm not turning or anything. But I do appreciate it, man. Thank you for watching the videos, Kodiaks. Thank you so much. Remax says, just tuned in. I have to ask, does the truck really get great pickup going up hills? So much better than the last one. Again, when I was going through those little bit of hills in Tennessee, the truck barely went over 2,000 RPMs, if at all. Like, it's so much better than the last one. It's kind of crazy than the last generation. Man, that 4Runner is beautiful. Dream car for sure, but my daily commute, it would kill me in MPG. Yeah, 4Runner is not good on MPGs. Jeff says, can you hear the turbo? You can, but not a whole lot. There is some artificial pumped-in noise. But it's not annoying. It's not annoying at all like the Tundra where it's trying to be a V8 or the Sequoia where it's overly annoying. It's just this kind of rumble that just honestly sounds organic. But you do slightly hear the turbo with that. If I shut that off, then you would probably be able to hear the turbo a little bit more. Andre says, so will you get the new 4Runner when it comes out? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Fat says, John, I love your channel. I'm going to follow your build. Thank you. I appreciate you following, man. Thank you so much. Jose says, are you planning on putting 33s or 35s? 33s for now. We will see. I will test fit 35s for you guys. but gonna go 33s on it for now. Is there a purpose for where the grab handle is for the molly panel space for the passenger next to the shift knob? It is the oh shit handle probably for the passenger, just to hold on to something while off-roading. But yeah, it has like a little hook on it for like a purse or something like that, or a handbag. And then it also has the little molly panels on it as well, which are pretty cool for people. Chris says, imagine carrying the JBL speaker around in the mall like you were carrying a stereo faceplate. I know, it's kind of crazy that you could just take it off like that and just walk around with it. Stoked that you got an off-road premium. I'm trying to do the same, but none are available here. Dude, you got to spread the search, like nationwide, if there's any left, honestly. Because again, with this QC hold, I have no idea, like if they are what they are, or maybe some more are trickling in to dealerships. But every single dealership I called, they said, hey, this is all we have for the next 30 days. At least 30 days may have been a placeholder, but they said this is all we got. So I don't even know if there's any available left in the United States anymore. I have no idea right now until they start to replenish it. But he says, I drove an SR5 yesterday and it was very bumpy and had a lot of vibration. Any issues on yours? How was the suspension? Dude, that one may have more tire pressure in it too. So in the video that we did yesterday with the whole road trip home, it had some vibration at first. And then I was messing around with the gauges to see that the tires were set at 50 something PSI, which is 20 pounds or 20 PSI more than where it should have been. So I aired it down. It helped out a little bit, or it helped out quite a bit, but there is still a little bit of kind of bounciness. So I'm not sure if the tires weren't balanced properly or what. There's a ton of factors that can go into a bouncy ride. So I don't think it's the suspension. It may just need to be aired down a little bit more. But yeah, the Toyota stock has been rough for years, and maybe that's just it. And Bilsteins as well, right? Bilsteins are a little bit more stout of suspension and a little bit stiffer of suspension than other companies and stuff out there. West Coast says, congrats, John, on another note. 2021 4Runner rear 4Runner emblem. Notice a little surface rust on the sides. Is this common? That does not sound common, because that piece that 4Runner thing is on is plastic. I was like, I'm pretty sure all that's plastic, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. The 4Runner emblem, notice a little bit of surface rust on the sides. That should be like plastic coated or something like that. Like it's chrome or it's plastic with like a fake chrome veneer on it. And I'm pretty sure that the 4Runner badging on the back, where that is plastic itself. So are you sure it's rust? Because that doesn't sound right. Fernando, I had I'm not sure if you were in here when I answered this question, or if you're in here again, because this is 7 minutes ago. But I did have a Sequoia in the past, and I did videos on it. I will be having a Sequoia here in April timeframe as a press vehicle, so I'll give you guys more content on that as well. Semi-truck has these features for over a decade, and they're just now putting these safety features in cars now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff is becoming standard, and maybe it was just a DOT standard too for semi-trucks, since they're so big in the past and whatnot. But we'll catch up on a little bit more questions, and then if you guys have any others, go ahead and put them in. But we're almost getting at our 2-hour kind of time frame, and if we wrap up, because I did start this a little bit later than normal, if we wrap up a little bit early, I'm fine with that. My allergies in this freaking garage again are starting to get to my throat. It's crazy, man. Jacob R says, does it have ventilated seats on the TRD Off-Road Premium? South Texas, it's a must. It does, man. Ventilated seats, dual climate control. Awesome. It's awesome. Like, I use the ventilated seats in the Tundra every once in a while. The ceramic film just helps so much in that truck, to where the AC is always kind of low and the cabin doesn't heat up that much. But I have used the ventilated seats in that truck several times. But my biggest thing, and that unless it's like an old school Toyota or something like that, because I do want to get some old school trucks and stuff and cars in the future, just for, project vehicles. I will most likely never have a new vehicle again that does not have heated seats. Heated seats are just so nice, like for your back or just for anything, man. It's really good. Tacomas and Targets. I like Tacomas. I want to trade my Maverick in and get it. Heck yeah, man. Maverick is cool though. Tiny little vehicle, good gas mileage and everything. That's awesome. Rev Nation, I appreciate it. Howdy, congratulations on your Tacoma. I want to buy an SR5 tomorrow. MSRP on it is ridiculous. Yeah, the SR5's like in the 40K range. They're definitely getting up there. They're not like the mid 30s to low 40s, like a fully decked out one of the last generation. Like they're all in the 40s to mid 40s now for sure. Thoughts on the Trail Boss, Colorado and 02? They're really cool, man. They're really cool. They're gonna give the Tacoma a run for their money. People are having some issues with it, but for the most part, like people like them. They're pretty cool. Is it a bad time to purchase with tax refunds? I want one with a moonroof. Also, how much would it cost to wrap a Tacoma? The drive reminds me of a Frontier, a little bit stiff like a sedan. I mean, it depends on what your tax return is, if you want to use that on a new vehicle or not. And then also same with wrapping, just depends on the shop, depends on the quality of materials that are going to be used, the experience of the person at the shop. But yeah, I mean, anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. I mean, I've seen some wraps that are crazy at like $6,000. It just all depends on the person and the shop, the material, everything. I mean, you could have a buddy do it in his garage for probably like $500, right? But it just depends on what you want done with it as well. Luis says, hey, John, my 24 Tacoma Tier D Sport is coming in soon. Bronze Oxide. Another dealership offered me a Tundra for 54 instead. Massive discount. What's your opinion? Which one should I get? I think that the Tacoma will hold its value a lot longer. Just, you got to answer that for yourself, man. Like, do you want a full-size truck or do you want a Tacoma that's like, are you going to use a full-size truck for full-size truck things? Or do you want a smaller truck for the occasional truck things, but like better to drive around town, better gas mileage and everything? I mean, a discounted Tundra is cool, but if you really just want a Tier D Sport Tacoma, then I would personally hold off for it. And hopefully it does come soon. Oh, okay. So surface rust on where the paint goes on the actual vehicle. Yeah, I mean, you said it was a white 4Runner. Unfortunately, Toyota white on 4Runners is just not the best. I know there was recalls and stuff on the Tacoma, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I would take it to the dealership to see it for sure, especially if it's right there, because maybe water's hitting that spot and kind of staying there versus like rolling off the vehicle fine. Or maybe you got like a little nick there. You could have gotten a little nick on the paint that you didn't notice before in the past, and now it's starting to rust. So maybe the dealership can just give you a little paint pen that matches the paint code of your white of the vehicle, and then just dab it a little bit to stop the rust from spreading, hopefully. Fernando says that I saw a Tier D off-road premium and bronze oxide in Poway a few weeks ago. Freaking awesome. Heck yeah. Dang. That's crazy. I knew there was a good amount of those trucks in California, but I haven't seen really any off-roads out there. Tacomas and Target says, love the videos. Keep them up. I will, man. As long as you guys keep enjoying them, I'm going to keep making them, and the live streams too. So the live streams, I mean, this one went pretty hard. Like we've had 200 people in here the whole time. So if you guys could hit the like, I appreciate it before you head out. But we're almost getting to the end. So if you guys have any last minute comments, go ahead and throw them in. But I think we're going to be done pretty soon. My voice is starting to go a little bit. Valencia says, my dealership told me that Toyota is having issues with people stealing the JBL speaker out of the premiums on the way to the dealerships. So they're holding some stuff while they investigate what's happening. That's bullcrap, man. Like, freaking people, dude. Like, just buy your own stuff. If you can't afford it, work harder, you know? Like, I hate that people do that. So now if that is true, that is hindering all these people that want these trucks, because freaking lowlifes steal stuff out of a vehicle because it's just there. Maybe they just need to ship those separately to the dealerships, and the dealerships just put them in. I don't know. If that's the truth, then, well, I'm not calling you a liar. But, like, if that is what's happening, then that's ridiculous. CJ says, I literally just bought a 23 Tacoma a couple of days ago. Heck yeah, man. Hope you got a good deal. 23 Tacomas are decently discounted right now, which is pretty nice. So if people want a V6 and they want the old Tacoma, now is the time to get it. Sergio says, congrats, Sean. Love the content. Do you think that we will get KDSS back on Toyotas? I have a 21 4Runner ORP with it, and it's on a whole nother level. Bummer the Land Cruiser doesn't get it. Switch to Lexus GX. That EKDSS and that Lexus GX, nice, right? Super good, super good. It is crazy that the Land Cruiser didn't get it. If anything's going to have it, it would maybe be a 4Runner, but I feel like if the Land Cruiser didn't get it, I don't see why they would put it on the 4Runner. The Limited may have like a new version of X-Reyes suspension, but I don't know. Maybe if you want something like that, maybe it would be the pivot to go to a GX, you know. Jimmy says that TFL bought their Tacoma at a big dealership in Texas. Just out of curiosity, did you check that dealership out? I did not check that specific dealership out, but I did have some people in Texas that work with other dealerships reach out to me, and I reached out to them as well. There were several Tacoma Tier D off-roads in Texas that I could have flown out to do, but I really had my heart set on an off-road premium. I know that there are other options, and people may want to see a more budget-friendly Tacoma in the future, which I would love to do a pre-runner in the future. Even though that's like $40,000, it's still not, $53,000 that this truck was. I would love to do a pre-runner. I just think that that's just such a cool truck. But I really had my heart set on a premium interior. I just really like the premium interior of the trucks. I like the features that it has. So that eliminated a lot of trucks in Texas for me. But I did not look at that specific dealership that they did. Do you think that the new Tundra Tier D Pro will keep its value? I do. I ordered a white one with red interior from Panama City Toyota. Bro, tell them that I sent you, unless you did that on your own. But yeah, all Tier D Pros, you're not going to drive them for free. They'll eventually depreciate in value and stuff. But any Tier D Pro will hold its value more than a Tier D off-road substitute, or not substitute, equivalent, right? So if you got like a limited Tier D off-road and stuff, Tier D Pro will hold its value a bit more. If you get a platinum Tier D off-road Tundra with way more features, at the end of the day, in 5 years, that Tier D Pro will be worth a little bit more than the platinum. It's just how pros have been for the last, since 2015, when the Tier D Pros first came out. So yeah, how is the speed on the truck? It's kind of crazy. You don't really feel like it's going that fast. Very, very strange, but it's good. Paul says, what about body treatments? Will you do ceramic coat on it, protective film? What about rust proofing the undercarriage? So Toyota took care of the rust proofing with this new TNGF platform. And I will be doing a ceramic coat on this truck just to see how that is for everything. I never planned to do that with a vehicle, but I think I definitely want to do it on this truck, especially after you guys see the paint close up. It needs some work. It needs some love. What do you think about hydrogen fuel cell? I think that is incredible. Not getting political, but I feel like that is one of the best alternatives to gasoline. Cars get insane gas mileage out of it, especially if it's a hydrogen fuel cell hybrid. It's just crazy. They fill up super fast, but the crappy thing is just to get that infrastructure going will take a lot. But honestly, it would take, I don't know, I feel like no more than trying to do all this EV stuff. Jeff says that he's coming to Destin in June. What's a go-to place? What's a go-to place? What's a go-to place when we come for a van? Oh, like a go-to place to like eat or do stuff? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Bree. Are you looking for food or anything else, James? I'm not sure. Never been to Destin. 13 people from our family are coming, staying in a house not far from the beach, just looking for ideas. So you'll definitely want to potentially go away from family sometimes, because 13 people, that's a lot of people to do stuff, and trying to do everything together, man, that would take a lot of effort. So luckily, like in our area, a lot of the restaurants cater to bigger people. McGuire's is always a good place to go to. It's not like a tourist trap. It's a nice Irish pub that we have here in the area. It's huge. It's massive. Big portions. Decently cheap food compared to everywhere else here. You have the Harbor Walk, which is kind of touristy. You can go. You can rent boats out there. You can rent pontoon boats for all your family. go out to Crab Island. You can look at Crab Island. Maybe it's more of a party scene. I'm not sure if you have older people in the family or young kids. There's all that stuff out there. Obviously, the beach, you can go do that. And we just have so many restaurants now that are popping up finally. When we first moved here like 7 years ago, there wasn't a whole lot of amazing restaurants. Like there were some good restaurants, but not amazing restaurants. So there's just tons of restaurants that are popping up. You could go to like the Destin Commons. It's kind of like our outdoor mall. There's food up in there, shopping, movies, if you guys want to go to the movies. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff starting to pop up here and there. It used to just be touristy for the beach, but now we're starting to actually get some local stuff as well in the area for, when the tourists leave and whatnot. All right, last little bit of questions, and then we'll head out. Fernando says, I have a 21 Tacoma traded in for a Tundra, needed more space for the family. When I saw the 4th gen Tacoma in person, the rear seats seemed smaller. Thoughts? The rear seats are more upright. So I feel like you have a tad bit more room, but it may be, I talked to Chris at Panama City Beach. Cool. All right, good. At least you got someone good over there. I feel like the Tacoma has a little bit more seat room, but the seats do seem smaller because you sit more upright. And to some people, it may be a little bit uncomfortable, honestly. A credit union in Columbus, Mississippi gave me a 3.4 rate on my 23 Pro for having over a 700 credit score. Holy crap, dude. I may need to use that bank. I'm going to get with my bank and see what a refinance is, because I saw that they were anywhere from 5 to 6 like a couple months ago. Maybe they're lower there. Toyota's is not good. So if I plan on keeping this vehicle for as long as I want to keep it, I'm not going to keep it at like a freaking 8% rate. Most reviewers have base trim Tacomas. It's great that you're making content on a premium so we can get different perspectives. 100%. I enjoy that. Yeah, because there are a couple SR5s out there, which is awesome. TFL, they have a TRD off-road that is very basic. And then I guess I have one of the premiums as well. I think there's other content creators out there too that may have a premium that may start making content. I know Jace has his premium TRD off-road. And he's going to be modifying his pretty quick too. So it's nice to be diverse with stuff, right? And have, like, you guys, if you bounce back and forth to people's channels, like, if you're watching SR5 stuff, if you're watching TRD off-road stuff, you want more options. And it all comes down to your budget and everything too, Yeah, Crab Island is awesome. I went there when I was a kid. It is just definitely be careful, when you go to Crab Island, especially if you have young kids, making sure that they're kind of staying close and stuff. You have idiots all over the place, but it is a fun time, especially if there are older individuals as well. You could take like a tiki out there. So if like you don't even want to rent a boat, you guys could be in like these little tikis where you get to bring your own beverages and sit in the little tikis, and someone brings you out. You just hang out on Crab Island. They bring you back. I don't know. Yep, I knew Bree was going to talk about this, and I completely failed to mention it. The Sea Blaster, it's about $30 a person. It's a dolphin cruise and all that stuff. You never get seasick on it just because they're just blasting within the flatter areas. I don't keep talking about alcohol, but usually if you're coming on a vacation, they have, free beer. I mean, it's $30, but it's all you can drink. Beer, wine, sodas, and waters, and all that stuff as well, which is pretty cool to have out on there. So, and then Kyle, I skipped your thing. Do you still think, even with the rattle issues, that the Tundra is better than other brands overall for a full size? I don't know. I'd really have to dig into reliability and all that stuff with other brands. I mean, I would take a little bit of a rattle over a transmission failing on me, like in a GM at 40,000 miles. So I would take a little bit of rattles over that, right? And some quirkiness stuff of a Tundra. So I would, the only other vehicle that I would get that is not a Toyota that's a full-size truck is a Raptor. That's the only other one that I would get, just because I've always loved the Raptors. I've always wanted a Raptor. That is one vehicle, hopefully one day, that I'll have in the future is a Raptor. And hopefully at that point it's a Raptor R with the supercharged V8. So that would be the only other full-size truck I would get. But again, I've been in some Fords. They felt a little plasticky and stuff. I would, if I wanted a heavy-duty truck, I would get a GMC AT4X Duramax. That would be sweet. So, I mean, I am open to other brands and stuff. It's just this is a very Toyota-focused YouTube channel. But yeah, sweet. So Jeff has some answers and stuff. Heck yeah. If you also want Jeff, if you're still in here, man, To Do and Destin is a Instagram page, and they post stuff with food. They post like things to do for kids, all that stuff. So there's tons of golf here. If you have golf, mini golf as well. We're actually starting to get a lot of stuff. Us locals, we just don't go out that much when tourists are here just because the lines are stupid, especially in June, man. Whew. Lines are crazy. Traffic's crazy. Us locals enjoy the area like right now. It's almost summertime. It's warming up. And then the best time for us is in the fall, like when the water's still warm. You have like 70, 80 degree days with like cooler nights. That's like the best time here, and like no one else is here. Oh, it's so awesome. Like, that's what makes me enjoy this place, is the fall time and just certain aspects of this place. But today, when it took me 40 minutes to go 14 miles, don't like that about this place. For those that carry passengers, you will be better served in the upcoming Land Cruiser GXs if you're concerned about backseat space. 100%. The Tacoma, it's not a full-size vehicle. Backseat space, we know, is not a thing in the Tacoma. Like, yeah, if you really want that and cargo space and stuff, 100% should be looking for a SUV. All right. Yeah, TRD Raptor, exactly. Ryan Gregg, what up, dude? Ready for a short block teardown. Let's go. I may need to get with you, dude. If you're going to be filming stuff with it and stuff, we may need to make some content of this, unless you're doing that with Tim. I mean, Tim may like it for an article and stuff too. That may be really, really good. Last question from John says, do you think that the new 4Runner will have a manual transmission? The rumors have it that it will. Graves says that both our cars are over 10 years old, want to pay the house off first, save some cash for the next vehicle. Man, to have a paid off house, I would love that. Then it's just straight cash flow. If you rent that house out in the future, it would be amazing. Our dealer has a $77,000 Tundra. Man, that's crazy. You guys see the new Ram Tungsten or whatever the heck they're freaking calling the Ram? It's a $90,000 freaking half-ton pickup. Holy crap. Dude, half-ton prices are just stupid. Like, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All of the above. Heck yeah, man. That would be cool. Let's do that. Wouldn't mind a Crown. And then Lawrence says, last question. So Lawrence is the last question. I appreciate everyone coming in. Do you think that the isodynamic seats will be optional? I don't think it will be. For the TRD Pro, unless maybe Toyota changes some stuff, right? Just how they took the big front air dam off of the TRD off-roads. Maybe they'll listen to people, hoping that those seats aren't standard with it. But guys, I appreciate everyone. We were over 200 people this whole freaking time, which was wild. And now it's getting down to 160, which is still a lot of people. But I could tell that, it's getting late. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 9 o'clock here Central, which I am Central, weirdly, where I live in Florida. I hate it. But guys, appreciate everyone joining in. If you guys can leave a like as you head out, I appreciate it. And if you guys haven't watched it yet, we have the first modification video on the Tacoma, and also testing the new remote start for the Tacoma as well. That went live on the channel. But guys, I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Fernando. Thank you for all the comments and stuff. Sammy, everyone, Ryan, everyone that was up in here. Thank you. And for all the donations too from everyone that were in here. Eric, Fadik, and Kevin. You guys are freaking awesome. So guys, have a great night. And I will catch you in the next live stream and next video. All right, see you later.